Hello everyone, today I'm going to show you how to modify your to-do list by toggling whether it's completed or not. Now, I'm going to show you the result. So pretty much this is about what I'm going to show you how to do today. So you have each element in the list and there's a checkbox. And when you click that checkbox, it's going to mark it as completed and it's going to strike through it to mark it as pretty much done. And you can toggle it on or off. So for example, if you toggle it on by mistake, you can always undo that. And yeah, now I'm going to show you how I built this. So the first thing is we're going to build our function that's going to toggle the to-do on or off. Now, as you can see, our function is called toggle to do. It's called toggle because we're going to toggle this boolean, whether it's going to be false or true. And we're going to take the ID of the to-do, which is this one. Now, what this function does is I'm gonna restructure this to be in a more clear way. So I'm gonna create a new array. So new to-dos. It's gonna be equal to this. And now it should be clearer. So we're gonna create a new array. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna map through our to-dos. We're gonna get each to-do. If this to-do has the same ID of the to-do that we want to update, then we're gonna return a new object. Now I'm going to use these spread operators to pretty much spread. So for example, if the ID is 1, we're going to spread the properties of ID, text, and completed into this new object. But we're going to override the completed property and we're going to have it the inverse of the previous value. So if it's false, it's going to become true. And if it's true, it's going to become false. And inside of our map, if we are not at the to-do that we want to update, then we're simply going to return the all to-do. So we're not going to do any modifications to it. Now, I know this is a lot of new information, but this is going to be how you pretty much code in React most of the time, right? Because most of the time we're going to be updating lists, adding elements, modifying stuff. And this is going to be the general pattern of how we're going to do these things. So now this spread operator, if you want to learn more about it, this is the link to the documentation. So it's an ES6 method, and you can see how you can use it. You can use it on arrays or even objects, and it's a pretty cool operator. So for example, if I want to create a new object, that's pretty much these two objects merge. So if I want to get these two objects together in a new object, I can simply create a new object and I'm going to spread the first one and then I spread the second one. And now this new object is going to have these properties and these properties. So yeah, it's pretty much a way to get the properties from an existing data structure and put it in a new one. It works the same for arrays. So if we have an array of numbers, so I'm going to have this array and this array. If I want to put these numbers in the same array, then I can create a new array and I'm going to spread the first array and spread the second array. And now back to our code. So after we have created our new array, like I said, so in here we haven't actually updated our to-dos. We just created a new array that has the to-do updated. So if the ID is 1, we're going to update the to-do with the ID of 1 to complete. It's going to become true, right? And then we're going to use the method that's returned by our useState hook called setToDos. Like I said previously, to update a state in React, you don't update the array directly. You actually have to use the setState method, right? In our case, we're calling it setToDos. Now, how we're going to use this method. So I updated some of the code. So I added a checkbox input. And what it does, so it's basically an input. It's of type checkbox. It has a checked property, which is true or false, which is the value of the completed property in our object. So this is going to be true or false. And we have a method called onChange. So this is called whenever you click the input. So each time we click the input, we're going to call the toggle to do, and we're going to pass it the ID of the to do that was clicked, right? So we're going to pass it the ID. The function will be called we're gonna map through all of the to-dos. If we find the to-do with that ID, we're gonna update it. Otherwise, we're gonna return it as is. So this array contains all of the to-dos, and it's gonna update one single to-do. And then we're gonna call this method to update the state. And once we call set to-dos, the to-dos variable is gonna be updated, and our function will re-render, and it will have the new values. And also, I added a new CSS style to the text. So pretty much a style is pretty much in CSS, JSX, you actually use an object instead of a simple string like in regular CSS. So we have the text decoration property, and if it is completed, then we set it to line through. Otherwise, we set it to none, right? So each time we click the element, it's gonna re-render, and this will be updated according to the completed property. So if I go back to the code, now if I click, so when I click this, it will actually call the toggle to do. It's gonna pass it the ID of this line, and now it's gonna update it and it's gonna re-render. Now since to do is completed, this checkbox will be marked as checked, and since it's true, then we're gonna add a CSS line through the element. Now I know this is a lot of new information, but like I said, if you really understand this, then this is pretty much what you're gonna be doing in React most of the time. So yeah, I hope that was clear enough. Now in my next video, I'm gonna show you how to add elements to the to-do list and how to remove elements from the to-do list. So yeah, see you in my next video.